Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Adil Abbas from Knitting 7th semester. Today here to present about composition, mechanics and applications of cotton fiber along with my group members. Firstly, we are thankful to Allah Almighty, and then we surely admire our prestigious supervisor Dr. Muhammad Kashif Mangesh for providing us this opportunity. Here are the contents of presentation. First of all, there will be introduction to cotton fiber, then its structure and composition, mechanical properties and fraction mechanics, and at the end there will be a portion of applications and conclusion. Now I will request Mr. Abdul Rahman for further continuing the presentation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Adil. I'm Abdul Rahman and my roll number is 17 NTU0007. Cotton fibers. Cotton fibers are natural hollow fibers. They are cool, soft, known as breathable fibers and absorbents. Cotton fibers, also known as chingo fibers, is a cellulose-based seed fibers. Cotton is a staple fiber which grows in the form of bunches on plants. The bunches are known as cotton balls. Raw cotton balls consist of seeds along them which are separated in ginning mills. Each ball consists of 6 to 7 seeds and almost 20,000 cotton fibers are attached to each seed in a ball. Here in this picture you can see cotton fibers. Classification of cotton fibers. Cotton fibers are classified into three major groups depending upon their staple length. Class 1. Class 1 includes cotton fibers with firm luster having staple length up to 2.5 inches. For example, Pima and Egyptian cotton. This cotton is used for finer fabrics. Class 2 includes cotton fibers with medium staple length of 1.3 inches. For example, American cotton. Standard quality fibers used in normal fabrics. Class 3 includes cotton fibers having short staple length of 1 inch, for example Indian and Chinese cotton. These are inexpensive cotton fibers widely used in home textiles such as carpets and blankets, etc. Next one is chemical composition of cotton fibers. Cotton fibers consist of 95% cellulose and remaining 5% consist of non-cellulose material, that is protein, ash, sugar, organic acid, wax, etc. Wax lies onto the outer surface of cotton fiber and serves as a protective barrier. Sugar present in cotton fibers evolves into two main sources. First one is cotton plant itself and second one is environment. Insects who provided sugar only causes unwanted stiffness to cotton fibers. You can see a table. This table consists of constituents and their percentages in typical low and high shape. First one is cellulose. Cellulose has 94 typical, 88 low and 96 high dry state percentages in cotton. Next one is protein. Protein has 1.3, 1.1, 1.9. Further plastic substances, ash, wax, malic, citric and other organic, total sugar, pigments and others dry state percentages are given here. Structural composition of cotton fibers. Cotton has vegetable origin, hence it is composed of long cellulose chains, and cellulose composed of glucose units, and glucose is further composed of O groups, 5 CH groups and 3 additional OH groups. Oxygen is responsible for linking, and 2 units of glucose joined at beta position form structural units, and in starch polymer chains glucose units are linked with respect of alpha configuration, while in cellulose there is a beta configuration. Here this is the structure of cellulose. Benzene rings are present here, OH group, CH groups and O groups are present in this structure. Degree of polymerization of cotton is 5000 because polymer system is composed of 5000 cellulose units. Long inner polymer chain of cotton is 5000 nanometer in length and 0.8 nanometer in thickness. Amorphous region is 30 to 35% and crystalline region is 60 to 70% in cotton, 65 to 70% in cotton. Regions of cotton fibers consisting influential van der Waals forces between polymer chains govern crystalline region and vice versa. In this picture you see glucose monomer and cellulose units which converted into cellulose molecules and then fibrils into cotton fibers. This is all from my side. Further I request to Arshia to present her slides.
Thank you, Abdul. Assalamualaikum. My name is Arshia Nasser and I am going to represent the physical structure of cotton as Rahman has already explained chemical structure and composition of cotton. Moving forward towards slide, physical structure. Physical structure means the entire structure of an organism. Physical structure defines constitution according to its building blocks. As cotton fiber also formed with concentric layers and building blocks such as cuticle, primary cell wall, secondary cell wall, and lumen. Cotton fiber have concentric layers and its parameters are also identified by inspection physical structure. For example, cotton fiber maturity is determined by its lumen size. This is the physical structure of cotton fiber. The uppermost predominant layer is cuticle part of the cotton. It has a waxed and it provides physical protection to cotton. The second one is primary wall, and the primary wall winding layer is attached. These two layers have different chemicals in it and are accountable for peripheral system. The next one is secondary wall. It is a multi-layered fabric. It has multi-layered wall. It has crystalline cellulose chains in it, and they play an essential role in the fiber's maturity. The next one is lumen. It is the internal part of cotton fiber. It is a hollow canal running the length of the fiber. It contains protein coloring matter and mineral deposited on its walls. It is the example as the example is given earlier. Fiber maturity depends upon the size of the lumen. If the size of the lumen is bigger, the fiber will be immature, and if the size of the lumen is small, the fiber will be dead, and if the size of the lumen is moderate, the fiber will be mature. The next one is mechanical properties. Mechanical properties are the physical properties that a material exhibits upon the application of forces, and these responses material behavior during the its end products. Mechanical properties of fabric depend upon the properties of the textile yarn and the structure properties. For example, mechanical properties are the modulus of elasticity, tensile strength, shear, fatigue, limit. Here are the some examples of shear tensile stress and strain, shear stress and strain. And it is said that the mechanical properties are the fingerprint of every material. Every material have different mechanical properties with respect to their structure or their material. The next one is tensile responses. These are the tensile responses of cotton. We deal with tensile responses because the fiber related to the fiber is axial direction mostly. As textile material deviates from original stress and strain curve, that's why we use tenacity at y-axis in place of stress and strain at x-axis. Cotton fiber stress strain curve is marginally concave towards the elongation and it exhibits 5 to 10% extension. Here are the some staple length its staple length here are the some cottons and their elongation and stress strain curve are vary because of their staple length vary. High courser count has low tenacity while a spiral count has a high tenacity, but scientifically there are no correlation between them. Tenacity and breaking extension have correlation. They are directly proportional with the fiber length. If the tenacity and breaking extension increases, fiber length increases. If it decreases, fiber length decreases. There are some HVS standards of cotton fibers. Tenacity of cotton fiber increases from 0.2 to 0.3 Newton and over text with 21.1 millimeter to 32 millimeter increase in strength. And here is the graph of some cotton fiber. As we can see, they compared these tenacity, breaking extension, and fiber length. These are some designation of cotton with respect to tenacity. It's a provide average value of cotton. Cotton strength increases when it is wet from due to hydrogen bonding. In this slide, there is a comparison of textile across with cotton. Meredith has explained it is in a graph. As we can see, wool elongation is high because of felting across it, and it elongates but does not come back to its original position. As stress strain curves are fingerprints of material, it is different for each material. It is not possible for us to plot man-made and natural fiber graph together. It is complication. That's why we divide the textile materials into classes. This curve describes the point. This curve describes the point where these classes of material lies according to their classes. Class 1 is high modulus and high tenacity fibers. Class B is natural and inorganic fiber. Class C tough synthetic fiber. Class D weaker textile fiber, and Class E is elastomeric fiber. Further, I will request to Adil Bas to explain the rest.
Thank you, Arshia. Now I will discuss elastic recovery. Meredith has plotted stress strain curves for determining the elastic recovery of various natural and synthetic fibers. Here we can see that cotton fiber is showing almost 10% extension at 0.3 index of elastic recovery, and at the same time there is a tenacity of almost 3 Newton per tex. And from the graphs we can easily see that there are some extensions higher and lower than cotton, and elastic recovery is also varying. This depends on the structural composition and chemical constituents of the fibers. Shear responses deal with the change in shape of materials, and shear strain is measured in terms of angles. Finlayson has measured the shear and tensile tenacity of various materials at dry and wet states, and it can be observed that cotton has 84 shear tenacity at dry and 76.5 at wet, while tensile tenacity is increasing in same manner in wet state. But it can also be observed that all textile materials are showing tensile tenacity higher than the shear tenacity. It is an historical factor, and it is observed in all type of fibers. Now here are creep responses. Creep is a phenomenon of constant stress application for a specific time and temperature. It is observed that by increasing temperature, creep fastens, and applied force also decreases the creep time. Creep is classified into the three portions. The first one is primary, sudden recovery; secondary, slowly recovered; and tertiary creep, which is a permanent deformation in the body, and it can also be observed from the plot. The creep curves of cotton fibers at 20 degrees centigrade and 60% relative humidity shows that for the same time portion the elongation is higher at a higher constant creep force and lower at lower constant force. For example, it is less for 0.45 gram per denier and high for the 1.5 gram per denier. Same is the case for other fibers that at the same time the elongation increase by increasing the constant stress. Fatigue responses. Fatigue is a phenomenon of cyclic loading under the elastic limit of the material, but material breaks within the elastic limit after the certain number of cycles. Fracture is caused by the propagation of minor cracks in the material. Fatigue can be either bending, it can be either flex, and it can be either of the twisting fatigue. The fatigue life of material is affected by the fatigue frequency and strain percentage. It can be observed for cotton yarns that at 1% strain rate the fatigue life is low, while at 0.5% strain fatigue rate the fatigue life is high. Increase in the strain percentage cause elongation in fibers, but it is up to an optimum limit. For example, for cotton fiber, when it is subjected to the higher strain rates which are not capable to be bear by the fibers eventually break instead of elongation. And some researchers has explained the fatigue life of cotton unsized yarn at weaving loom, and it has been observed that by increasing the base tension the fatigue life of material decrease. Fracture mechanics. Griffith's model explained that firstly there comes some minor flaw in the fiber which propagate by the application of force, and several flaws combine to form a visible tear which are classified into ductile and brittle fractures, while fracture types can be seen from the figure. And fracture of fibers is independent of its previous strain history. For example, as elastomeric yarns show ductile breakage but they have a very high strain history. Now cotton fibers fractures. The Harrell and Sparrows investigation shows that cotton fiber break by the axial splitting of fibrils. It can be observed from the figure that firstly there are some isolated breaks, then all fibrils are broken and they split away, while there are some collapsing fibril ends due to the shear stress acting perpendicular to the fibers crack, and at the end there is a concave edge tear on the side of fiber and fiber breaks away. So the fracture mechanics of cotton does not show any symptom of ductile fracture such as V-notch opening and collapsing fibrils, and has already been explained. So we can conclude that cotton fiber break by the axial splitting of fibrils which break by brittle breakages, and in wet state cotton the fibril breakage is dominant, while in dry state cotton the granular breakage pattern is followed by the cotton fiber breakage. It can be observed that raw cotton has some different geometry of breaking than the mercerized cotton.
Thank you, Dilbas. Now we will take a look at the consumption of cotton. The graph here shows the consumption of cotton from 1960 to 2014. It can be seen that in 1960 the consumption of cotton was 70%, and with the passage of time it was reduced to 30%. It was because the synthetic fibers took place of cotton, because synthetic fibers can be manufactured quickly, and they were used to meet the growing needs of the industry. Now the use of cotton in conventional textiles. Home textiles. Cotton is used in home textiles, and it is used to manufacture bed sheets, curtains and towels, etc. because it is fluffy and soft. Rotor and air jet yarns are used to manufacture these products. Denim fabrics are used to make pants. Cotton fabric is used to manufacture denim fabrics because of their good dye absorbing properties. Cambric fabrics are plain woven fabrics. Earlier they were manufactured using linen, but nowadays they are used manufacturing cotton fibers. Very fine yarn produced by compact spinning technique is used for their production, and they can also be manufactured using linen and cotton blends. Woven wear and knitwear, high quality formal woven wear are manufactured using cotton, and also in knitwear, high quality socks and gloves are manufactured using cotton fabric. Now the use of cotton in advanced and technical textiles. With advancement in science and technology, textile products also required some advancements. Coffee filters and tea bags. Since cotton fibers are made up of cellulose, they do not have any flavor. When used in coffee or tea bags, they do not add any flavor to coffee or tea. So very fine woven cotton fabrics are used as filters, but their production is a time consuming process as compared to disposable filters. Next is cotton paper, which is also known as rag paper, is used for printing of important documents because the ink does on these paper does not decay quickly. These can be manufactured from recycled waste cotton cloths, and also these cotton papers have better absorption properties as compared to the wood pulp papers. Next is Martindale abrasion tester. The abrader in the Martindale abrasion tester requires a felt for sport. This felt is made up of cotton cloth. Next is medical clothing. Sterilized raw cotton is used to apply on wounds. Also surgical clothing like gowns, hosiery, etc. is manufactured from cotton fibers. Medical compression stocking are also manufactured using cotton. Next is cotton reinforced composites. In such composites, cotton is used as a reinforcement because it has good blending properties.
Thank you, Anas. Now we will move toward the conclusion. Cotton fiber is an influential textile material both in conventional and advanced engineering, and it has good mechanical properties among natural fibers, while it has showed its application in both technical textiles and advanced material engineering also. But cotton fiber is continuously under the threat of dominance of man-made fibers due to their quick production and their good properties achievements as compared to the natural fibers. Thank you.